It is said that when you teach, you touch one life forever. However, I have to add now that when you place, you empower one life forever. So, on this note, a very good afternoon. I'm Dr. Anthony Rose, Controller of Examinations of Bharati Vidyapeeth Deemed University, and I welcome you all to this most August panel discussion on online education and placement challenges, organized by the Confederation of the Indian Private Universities. Fitch is a non-profit organization and is surely here just to kind of voice out the opinions and all the needs of the higher education institution, especially the private universities in India. They have been able to provide a platform for all the private universities, and so far they have had a lot of knowledge sessions which are beneficial for the entire stakeholders. So, on this note, I welcome you again for this panel discussion. So before I start and discuss about my panel, I think the topic is all set. I have with me very esteemed panelist and the who's who from the universities, especially private universities of India, and especially this place, Oxford of the East, called Pune. So I have with me first Dr. Parimala Veluvani, who is the director at the Symbiosis School for Online and Digital Learning. So welcome you, and Dr. Parimala has been instrumental in a very short time being able to work. I mean, get results more than 100%, in the digital learning and online learning field. So thanks to all her efforts, and I think she has worked a lot. In fact, she's been in this education industry for more than for about 2 odd decades. So with all that experience, I'm sure we have with us somebody who will bring a lot of knowledge to the table here. I also have with me Dr. Safia Farooqui, who is the director at the DY Patil Institute, Office of Online Learning, and she has been also in this online learning industry, I think, for more than 2 decades, and as director. In fact, she has been with the erstwhile organization. She has been able to develop that is Symbiosis, being able to develop and do much more for this institution. And over here at DY Patil, she's now setting a lot of benchmarks for others to follow. I also have with me Mr. Sagar Kumbhare, who is with the MIT WPU University, again the online learning wing as an assistant director. And he's been instrumental in setting up a lot of technology-based systems at the university. Of course, at core, he happens to be a strategist, and with a lot of AI-backed developing AI-backed courses also. So welcome, Mr. Sagar Kumbhare, to this panel discussion. And also with me, I have Dr. Ajit More, who is the director of the Center of Distance and Online Learning of the Bharati Vidyapeeth Deemed to be University. Sir has tremendous work experience both in the regular programs as well as the online programs, and he brings with him a lot of acumen, a lot of experience, and a lot of experience to the core. In fact, he has been instrumental in starting out these programs at the BVDU Pune. So welcome to all the panelists. So before we move ahead to the discussion, I would like to set the tone. There's this girl who's from a state which is not yet developed like how the states that we all come from, and within that state, she's from a small village with possibly no access to conventional education. This girl joins the online BCA program offered by a university such as yours, and after completion of the program, this girl bags a good job in a tech company in Bangalore. So what we see is the promises and also the paradoxes of the online learning. As you all know, it is you and the online learning industry which has contributed to the growth of this education sector. If the GER currently has grown, it's simply because of the huge contribution in the last 5 years, especially after pandemic, by the online learning industry. So there are millions who are getting something called as access to much needed education. There are others who never thought of becoming somebody in life have suddenly have a platform. They have a way to move towards those impeccable jobs which were a dream before, for such kind of the youth of this country. And you are the ones who are setting that path to these students. In fact, apart from this, no doubt there's a recognition, there is growth. Millions are joining because of the online learning universities and the industry over here. But however, there are some issues. For example, there are credibility issues. There are issues of assessments. I mean, the industry looks at whether the students who have gone through the online program have been effectively assessed. Are they of the same rigor? Are they of the same quality benchmarks which are there in traditional programs? So these are some key questions that are always lurking in the minds of the industry and the recruiters at large. So over here, we are here to discuss. I have with us the esteemed panelist over here who will discuss the elephant in the room, which is about placements, which is about making those students employable, which is about providing those essential skills to the students so that they get the necessary job or they get the necessary competence to take up a job in due course of their learning. So I have with me an esteemed panelist over here, and to start discussion, I would like to first address my one question to Dr. Parimala over here. The online programs, madam, nowadays have gained some kind of traction and reputation.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right. However, the industry still has some kind of a perception gap.
True.
In the sense, they still feel that these programs are not as credible as the conventional regular programs. Right, in terms of maybe the delivery of the program, in terms of maybe assessment of the programs. So every industry has this gap, and so this also can move forward to something called as when they are being interviewed, there can be some kind of a bias over there, in the sense a student from an online program may be drilled a little more in depth simply because of this bias in mind.
Right.
However, saying that, some industries accept online students. Some tech industries, they say, yes, we require an online student, they take it up. Other industries have still not accepted, and they still feel that a student from a conventional program is much better than an online program. So, madam, how can this gap be addressed? I'm sure Symbiosis is doing a lot to address this gap. So, how can this gap be addressed by the online learning?
Right. So that's actually a very great question to start off with. If we talk about credibility with regards to an online program, the UGC has already given a statutory approval that a degree that is earned in the online mode is equivalent, credible, valid like a degree that is earned in the conventional mode. But when we talk about credibility and perception from the side of the employers or from the industry, I will say there are two factors to it. One is degrees offered by reputed universities that have very strong ranking, assessment, and accreditation. Their degrees are well accepted in the industry than those degrees from lesser known institutions. The second is industry is not actually concerned with the degrees, they are more concerned with the kind of skills that the students are acquiring. They want the learners to demonstrate those skills in their workplace. So, this credibility will greatly be enhanced when the program is curated in such a manner that there is a great industry aspect in the curriculum. In fact, each of the courses that the student is doing in an online program should lead to an industry certification. That industry certification will greatly enhance the credibility. The change has already started. A lot of industries are accepting that online is the new method of learning. There's a huge acceptance that is coming in that probably was not there in the previous few years. But once the student is able to demonstrate this rigor, a lot of industry, I should say, the recruiters are also not familiar with the rigor of the program. Online programs have the same rigor as a regular program because the regulations insist that the academic rigor in terms of the courses that the students do, the credits, the weightage, the manner in which the program is conducted must be like a regular program. So it is equally rigorous, and it will take some time for the industry to accept this, but that will come when the demonstration of skills is happening from the student. Right, so definitely it will be, the credibility factor will not be a question anymore if you ask me few years down the line.
Okay. A couple of points I picked up, Dr. Safia. I think Madam has said about rigor. She's spoken about certifications to a large extent, and she spoke that yes, these are at par. I'm sure even you at Dr. Diva Patil's University must be doing something with this term called rigor. So what are you doing, Madam? And how can this be bridged up? Yeah.
Yeah, I would also like to add, as Dr. Parimala Madam has said, that the online degree or online students is learning the same curriculum and the syllabi, which is the face-to-face or the regular mode of students learn. And the same case studies, capstone projects, simulation exercises, skill-based certifications, which we are giving along with our regular MBA and BBA program. So the kind of work or the kind of, you can say, the duration of the students which the regular mode students is doing is similar with the online students, and the credit courses all are the same. So I would like to add that there is no difference between the online program as well as the regular, only the mode is online, rest everything is the same. And down the line I agree with Dr. Parimala that the days it will be treated equivalent, the students will be treated equivalent and the skills will be the same, which is the skills exist with the regular students as well.
Okay. So you mean to say that the credits that a online student earns vis-a-vis a regular student goes through the same rigor? Because when you talk about credit, you spend so many hours per credit, and you have to earn 3 or 4 credits. Do they have the same rigor?
They have to have the same rigor. In fact, the program that is offered in an online mode is a time tested program that is already being offered in a conventional mode. So we have to exactly replicate the same thing. The only difference being how do we deliver the program. The delivery of program happens in a 100% online mode, but that no way dilutes the rigor of the program.
Any learnings from the Bharati Vidyapeeth Deemed University, Dr. More, about this? Yeah.
What I feel is that I just second with the opinion given by my fellow panelists. The online education came into existence that way in 2020. Initially, 7 universities all across India participated in this online program. And over the period, in 2022, around 57 additional universities and institutes participated in this online program. Now, as on today, 95 plus universities and institutes are there. And over the period, we have realized that the popularity and the acceptance of online program is increasing. People are aware about this thing. Now, I can see that one important thing I can observe here is that the students who are taking admission into the online programs, some of the or many of them are already working somewhere. They are the working professionals. And now they want to take some additional skills, degrees through these online programs. And this particular opportunity is given by our government as well as the universities all over India, so that these students can take the advantage of this and pursue their career. They can get the opportunity for their promotions as well as some other opportunities they can see in their career.
Okay. So I'll come to the certifications part a little later, Mr. Sagar. I think I have a specific question on certifications to you, and I'll do it a little later. Of course, it's very curious to know what you are doing regarding certifications, and it's a good point that has been brought up by Dr. Parimala about this. Yeah. So, Dr. Safia, I just want to understand the job market is changing.
Yes.
There's a lot of technological advancements happening. I was recently reading a report by this World Economic Forum 2025 about the job market. It states that most of the jobs, or about 20% of the jobs, which are in 2025, will be non existent by when we come to about 2026-27. There's going to be about another 39% shift in complete job roles by 2030. So, effectively, what it states that if there are 100 people working in an organization, 59 of them will have to go training. Another 20% or 21 of them will also have to go for training and possibly relocate to some other profile or to some other designations or to some other departments. So that's the intensity with which the job market is evolving. Am I right? So in fact, universities will also have to cope up. They will also have to build that agility. They will also have to build that modularity, as Dr. Parimala has just stated. They will also have to be very closely connected to the industry. They have to kind of mirror every move of the industry so as to be able to skill their learners. So, having said this, Dr. Safia, is there a need to kind of completely innovatively redesign the offerings or the programs so as to meet the evolving need of this important stakeholder called as the industry?
Yeah. I would like to add that in the curriculum, it has to be based on the industry related skills which are required for the students to be assimilated or to be adapted by the industry students. And then the entire curriculum has to be based on the case-based projects, simulations, exercises, projects. All these should be given to the students, though the online sessions, virtual sessions. And as we have recently introduced to our MBA program, that is MBA program with the AI tools. So the artificial intelligence tools, which we are now catering to all our students, and we are making them efficient to learn these tools, that how they can use these tools to make their life easier and to save their energy and time. So that's the need of the day, and the need of the hour, that the student has to learn all these tools of AI, deep learning, machine learning, along with the curriculum of the management. So that's the effort Dr. D.Y. Patil Center for Online Learning is currently doing and helping the students to learn those skills.
Good. So I see you doing a lot of value-added courses that you're offering along with the traditional MBA program through the online mode. That's good. However, Dr. Paribara, I want to understand: is there any kind of an approach that you are using, any modularity that you're offering? Have you built in modules which a student can say, "Hey, I've done these 3 modules, and yes, this is the skill set that I have earned." So possibly this could be an innovation. I'm sure there's lots to be learned
The
from this
need to
industry.
do that, especially the curriculum needs to go through an extensive review. And the review has to happen from the lens of the recruiters or the industry. So, in every organization, there is a review that has to happen where the industry needs to understand that this is the curriculum that is aligned with our requirements. It needs to be constantly changing. Also, there are certain courses or certain certifications that should be an integral part of the program. For instance, at Symbiosis, we have introduced R programming in the MBA program as a foundation course. Now, a lot of students have this question. They're curious to know why are they doing R programming when they've signed up for an MBA program. But when they're having a career in MBA in business analytics, R programming offers them that foundation. So once they understand the course, they're able to demonstrate it and use it in their respective specializations. They understand the relevance of it. Another initiative that we have seen, which has brought in a very transformational change, is we integrated LinkedIn learning skills as a part of the curriculum. And there are certain chosen, hand-picked employability skills that are passed on to the students. So the student is able to do those courses which directly enhance the employability of the students. It gives them the visibility, they're able to showcase their credentials to the recruiters. In many organizations, because an online program actually is catering to working people who are looking at lateral growth in their organizations, right? It has actually helped them upscale in their careers because they have added a prestigious degree to their CVs aligned with the employability skills through LinkedIn.
Okay. So again, what I get, Mr. Sagar, is a lot of value add done by the universities now. So how is the MIT making a change in terms of trying to innovate these programs? Yes.
Look, three things that we have to note to start with, right? When we talk about online learning, it goes through market research and the trend. Understand, look, when I was in 10th, right? And the batches after 10 years was in 10th were not going through same, syllabi. They were not following the same curriculum. Why? They evolved as per the trend. What the plus point is happening into online learning is that the way trend is changing, people are adapting, right? AI. 2 years back, there was nothing as such. Today, trust me, every employee just give a prompt saying draft me email of leave. Why so? But that's available. Somebody have to learn that how this coming into picture. Now everybody's adapting that. That's what ma'am said, right? That's what Parimala ma'am said. We are adapting that research into it. That's where the foundation comes in. If you have a great research, great market research, great trend analysis, and a good data to follow it, you can have a great curriculum come in picture which can sustain for next 10 years. Definitely this is not gonna be same for next 10 years. This is a platform that will evolve subject to subject. It will evolve tradition to tradition. It will evolve market to market. It will evolve as per target segment, right? As sir said, there are a lot many people who are doing upskilling. Do they gonna do the entire MBA the way we want them to treat as a traditional way? No, they won't. They have different stream to adapt into it. Nobody have heard about doing MBA into hotel management 30 years back. It was like a dhaba running into doing hotels. Now we have an MBA for it. Now that have been come down to bartending MBA. Now look at the tradition that is increasing. Something we never adopted is the legacy into that period. Go to any of the 5-star, they are highly paid. Why? Look, that's how the trend have evolved. The AI we are talking about, cyber security. We were relying on other countries for cyber security. Today we are one of the country who does it. We have so many courses. Search for cyber security. You'll find 50,000 courses today. There are 90% courses which say we don't require prerequisite for this subject. They are starting teaching from what is computer to cyber security. How these have evolved is because the technology and the mindset have evolved. So hence, this is what MIT is putting into picture. We are evolving the market research, we are evolving the mindset, and we are evolving the trend. And post that, then we create something that is gonna sustain for long. Not from the learning perspective, but from the educating perspective. Look, learning is like we are sitting and discussing. Something is learning for me. What is educating? When I go and execute that to get some good outcome, that is what I put my learning into education. That is what we are looking forward to.
Okay. Okay. So rightly said. I think they're catching up with the trends and with a lot of deep research. That's what I get. And in fact, the reports again state that these trends today are triggered by something called as the macroeconomic changes. They're triggered by, as you rightly said, technology or the advancements in AI. They're triggered by something called as green or greening or green transformation is happening in a large way, or energy for that matter. There are a lot of demographic shifts that are happening. I think these are various trends that the universities are capturing. Yes, Dr. Ajit, what is your take on the trends and the need to redesign these programs?
Yeah, as rightly suggested by my panelists. So here for online programs, basically we can get these. We are getting the students. So there are in two different categories broadly we can say, freshers as well as those who are the working class people. Their needs are different. Their background is different. Their requirement is different, and their what you can say objective is also different. So by considering these things, the programs which are offered by the online programs, giving the certification to the student, industry certifications, the problem solving ability,
Yeah.
the skills, which normally we know that there are some issues, but the challenges also giving us opportunity. For example, in our regular programs, when we are having this face-to-face interaction, there the skills like communication, the teamwork, leadership, emotional intelligence, all these things can be imbibed, means it can be delivered in different way. But when we talk about these online programs, we have a mechanism with the help of some technology which is available nowadays. Luckily, we can provide this particular opportunity to our students. And along with this, one beautiful part of this online education is that we have a heterogeneous group, as I've told you. In this, there are few people, they are having very good experience, and there are few who are freshers. These experienced people, when they are sitting in a class, there that peer discussion, peer guidance that gives very important input to these freshers. So that way, we can see that many freshers, even after completion of their 12th and even after graduation, they are coming to online because of this thing. And as you were discussing about the industry also, we have realized that many industry also coming forward for this online placement. They are conducting the activities, placement activity, the entire process in online for the online student. So they are also aware and acquainted with all these changes happening in the world. We know that this is a VUCA world. Uncertainty is there. Geopolitical situations are changing. Opportunities are changing. But at the same time, our students are getting skill. Along with that, we are making sure that these skills not only they give them a good job, but we want to develop the entrepreneurial skill also. Our Prime Minister is talking about Make in India. So our people, our students, they should get that particular skill so that whatever things they are getting from these universities, it will be helpful to them in their life ahead.
I'll come back to the skills part a little later when I put forward some more discussion items here. But I caught one of your aspect, and which you said about offering some kind of placement services.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I try to understand. So, Dr. Ajit, you've been working also in the regular programs in the past. In the regular program, and when we talk about placement services, the institution makes things available. For example, preparing the student, making him job ready. Not when I say job ready, I'm talking about making him undergo several trainings, whether it's soft skills or some other technical skills, or maybe sector based skills, or whether it's in terms of mock interviews. So you have you have crash sessions on mock interviews, and group discussions, and many things put together. So you have an aura of services for a regular student, right? Can this be done
Yes,
for
of course.
the
It's a very
online
good,
degree
question.
program? How can it be done? I'm sure there are challenges, but yeah, can you just spell it out? What have you done in that?
In regular program, the volume is very small, and all these things, a teacher, the mentor, they can have one-to-one, face-to-face this. But now technology is there. Even though the volume is of online and distance is much more as compared to our regular, but we have technology. We can groom the student right from the beginning. We can categorize, we can do the profiling of the students.
Yes.
After the induction program, we have practice of profiling of the students. Once the profiling is done, then there is a mentor who understand the need of every individual, and then the system takes care of all these needs, and accordingly the inputs which are required to develop the student are given through this particular online mode. AI models are, as madam has said, we are incorporating those things into our system, and we are giving this advantage to our student so that they can develop themselves, and as and when required they can get always support from the university, the mentors and the teachers, as well as the industry experts who are participating in our teaching learning process. They are also of great help, because nowadays book and bookish knowledge, that is okay, that up to certain extent that is required, but at the same time use cases, projects, all these new ideas they want to develop and discuss. For that we have the concept of mentorship, and everybody we are following that the mentors are there to help them, to guide them in problem solving. That is what the skills we are developing among the student.
Okay, yeah. Dr. Sagar, have you anything to contribute on this part?
Absolutely,
Yes, because
absolutely.
he's-
As he rightly said, placement is not an event. We have to understand this, right? It's an ecosystem. It should start from day one student comes in picture, right? We should have every student learning curve. We should have every student journey, a learning journey. Now, I've just got one question for you, sir. Can you teach, can you do a soft skill training in just last semester? No, you can't.
possibly not.
It's impossible. You can't understand student at that point of time. You have to make sure we have different loop or different phases into students, right? And in there we can have a different cohorts. Cohort 1 is people who are really good in soft skill but are lagging technically. Cohort 2 where people are okay in both. Cohort 3 probably they are lagging technically but really sorry,
Yeah, it's a
vice versa, right?
it's a process.
So it should go step by step, right? And wherein we reach to a point.
Step by step, it means it should last for the entire duration of the program.
Absolutely. You have to understand each and every individual there. And when we talk about placements for online, especially, right? We are not sitting with him. Understand? We are not sitting in front of him to make him learn. This is what it is, right? So here he have to learn from his own friends, his peers, because now this is the opportunity where the person sitting in Gujarat and person sitting in Kerala are actually studying together. They have a different technology and ideology there. Same goes here. We may have lot many programs where people sitting abroad are also are actually sitting with us and learning the same same concept. So we have to learn from them as well. So it's a good opportunity where we can start learning by networking. This can't happen into offline. Understand? we are very limited to 60 people or 120 people what so. Here we are not limited. There we are limited to ideology. Here we are not limited, right? Here we can go and explore ourselves, but that should be with, within student as well. And that's what this entire center or digital learning center should start with. They should give people an open hand to learn, go and learn with their peers. And hence you will see lot many small crash courses are doing much better what edtech is running. Edtech startups are running on that. They are creating a course, Coursera. They have what, 50,000 courses on their platform. Right. You go, you search, self-paced, learn it. Go on LinkedIn, search the same person who have teach the course, connect with him, gel with him, and get placed. Okay. How is this happening? It's opportunity, right? So this is what we have to try and understand. It's not just limited to the curriculum or the concept. It is beyond that.
So you're saying that online facilitates a lot of peer-to-peer learning, and also with some other stakeholders. So that's how the learning gets richer, and so it has its own advantages, as you rightly said. Yes, madam. Yes.
Add to that, the challenge that is there in the online, which is learner diversity, also is a big opportunity.
Absolutely, yes.
Because in the same batch, in the same class, there are students from diverse backgrounds. There is a doctor who is sharing a class with an engineer, an architect, a homemaker. So this synergy that happens in the class is only possible because the mode of delivery is online and there are no geographical boundaries. Students, not just from across the country, even international students are a part of the class. So it brings a different energy altogether in the class. And we have had examples where students have set up their own startups purely by knowing each other in their classrooms. They have
That's wonderful. I mean, that's great. I mean, so nice to know that.
That's the beauty of
online
learning.
I want to add to this, as we know that for online, many students are there having good experience in their various fields. We have brought a concept. We are doing a concept where we are introducing a human library, where these people from various different fields, having rich experience of their field, they can cohort and discuss with the students of their peers or some other programs, and they can share their experience. This type of sharing helps the student to understand, because nowadays there are a lot of things available, but what to get from them? Which book to read, which magazine to read, which journal to read? This is a challenge. But when the people, those who are working in a real life situation, they have faced, they have solved, and when they are discussing with the students, they get so many things and they get inspiration. True. And this particular inspiration makes them to more serious, do their something innovative in their own way.
Absolutely. Just to add on to that is, considering that 70% of the students are working professionals, they, in fact, we had an opportunity where they had taken interns from the undergraduate program. Yes, right? So this opens up a plethora of opportunities where the student is himself having a business or an organization and is able to float across the opportunities amongst the student community. I mean, this is only possible because of the large...
So they are giving placement opportunity to their peers.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just to add on here, one more thing. There's one factor which hardly people talks about. And that factor is, if I know you, I'm very comfortable talking to you, right? That's what is happening in the offline. Online, we don't know anybody. Nobody's judging us, right? So we can open up, right? Every day, if I'm going to see your face and like, no, he's judging me somewhere, I should not talk this to him. Online, it's not so.
There's no barrier at all.
There's no barrier at all. You go, you open up yourself. You understand from them, you learn from them, you give some GAN to them, definitely they'll learn from you. This is what is happening into online, and that's the beauty.
And that's the ideology of lifelong learning.
Right.
True.
Absolutely.
It gives the flexibility.
Yes.
That's the beauty of the online learning.
And as we go on experimenting this thing, we go on getting the more and more insights.
Yeah.
Because earlier they were challenges, but now we are realizing that these are the opportunities. Because we know that.
So I think we pulled up an ace up our sleeve here, that peer-to-peer learning and this entire synergy, as you rightly put up, gives you very complex chemical reactions, and those reactions are in terms of placements, as Dr. Safia said, and in terms of possibly businesses that can be carved out of this entire, as Mr. Sagar has said, of this entire networking. Maybe anything is possible in the world. So I think with that, Mr. Sagar, I want to still ask you, what about some more support mechanisms for the students of the online learning? See, you spoke about peer-to-peer learning. What about some more career counseling aspects? What about the alumni, which can play a very, very big role over
Absolutely.
here?
This is
So
so alumni is a seed. Understand? If you are not able to extract out of your best seed, you're not gonna fruit at all. How? I'll tell you. Why don't we have a quarterly meetup with alumni? Right? Now, these alumni are, as rightly said by ma'am, there are two cohorts. One is the people who are already placed, or they are, they're upskilling themselves and into industry. Second are freshers. These freshers meet with this alumni, they learn what is happening in industry. Now they have learned what is there in the course. Now it's time for them to execute this into industry, and these are right people to breach that. This is the alumni stuff. Second, why I stand out as compared to other students, because I'm I'm digitally active. Look, let's take an example of business analytics. The first thing what we teach is advanced Excel, second statistics, third Python, and fourth goes to Power BI or any other tool which shows a dashboard. In 45 hours of course, is it possible to teach every aspect of it? No. Now, if I am active digitally, if I learned advanced Excel today and I fetch n number of data is available on the internet. I fetch one of the data, I create my study, own case study, own dashboard, and publish that on LinkedIn, tagging that company which data it is. Right? Look at the age I have as compared to person who have learned same thing with me. That is really important. You have to create your own age through digitalizing yourself, creating your personal brand on digital platform. Right? Today, Gen Zs are putting 4 to 5 years of scrolling time every day, and they are responsible for somebody else's growth, not their growth. Right? Why don't you put that 4 hours into that content and make other people grow you up? This is really important. That is missing. Gen Zs are like, I love reels. No, love to create reels. Right? Love to create content. Right? There is so much of other channels who are doing and earning through this. As I told you, there are so many AI tools available free of cost where you can create a live image, a live videos, create of the concept, post it. This is what will create an age. Now, what you are learning, you're putting that into the case study, and then you're publishing that to social media. You create an age as compared to other students. That is there. Third, most important, don't build a CV, build a portfolio. Right? When I say portfolio, data is available into market. Go and find out what's wrong in that data. What's wrong is happening with that company. No one will come and point you, why you did that. It's open source, right? Do that. Find out those flaws. Don't put it on LinkedIn. Just mail them up. You never know, they'll hire you up.
absolutely.
Right? This can be done. It's available, but somebody have to understand. The more the AI is absolute, the more the AI is coming, more the Gen Zs are coming, more the laziness is coming.
Here I would like to add one thing.
Contradictions put together both. Huh?
I would like to add one thing here. See, for this online, as we are told, that there is a heterogeneous group.
Yeah.
Freshers are there and experienced people are there. And in a company, when various positions are open, somewhere they are looking for the experienced people, somewhere they are looking for the freshers. So we can say that in our regular, every student is looking for a particular position. But here is not the case. Here in online, we are having heterogeneous group. Everybody is different from other. So where can our student can go to various positions in the same company at the same time. So that is the beauty of this working with this heterogeneous group.
Sir, I have a live example for this.
Yeah.
When I was with Kotak Mahindra Bank, I was doing a strategy for corporate salary accounts, how this can grow. At that point of time, I was in touch with one of the branch where there was a person called Mahesh Jadhav, who was a cashier. He was there. He was like 15 years. He was doing same thing. He was pissed off with his job. Like every day he's coming, doing the cashier stuff, going home, putting a cash and going home. There was no learning wait for him. Just 3 months back, he texted me on LinkedIn saying, Sagar, I have seen this course of this is what do you do? Do you recommend to do this? I said, why you want to do this course? He's like, trend chal raha hai. Don't do it. If you do what trend is making you to do, you're not learning, you're following. You have to understand your skill sets. Then see which course are matching your skill sets. If you do that, you will grow. Then I told him कि एक काम करिए सर, ये वेबसाइट आके ये चीज आप भरिए, ये चीज करिए, you will get to know what are your actual skill sets all about. Then you look for the program. Then he said, no, yeah, if this is what is happening, data analytics is something what can really help me. Now he have enrolled for data analytics. So again, we have to understand, trend will follow. AI is a trend. A guy is, just waking up, Papa, I'll do the AI course. Why? Sab kar rahe hai. Don't do what sab kar rahe hai. Understand your skill sets and do that. Online will give you each and every course. Trust me. And I think these people are much more, mature than me to talk about it. Every small thing is there online. And if it's not there in the course, it's there on YouTube. If it's not there on YouTube, trust me, there is some creator who is creating something around it. Find that, learn from that, create your own, and you can grow. That's what online can do.
Sir, I would like to share one more similar example of this kind. As I told you that experienced people are there. And I have seen that one of the example I can say that one student having some problem to be discussed with teachers and the peers in his particular company. So he shared that particular problem with our mentor, and the mentor created that particular problem into a project. And then that gave the opportunity for others to learn something which is happening in the industry.
Yeah.
So really there are so many beautiful things coming up because of these new ideas students are sharing with each other.
So synergy, madam, that's it. Yeah. So Dr. Safia, what are you doing about this power of alumni, this power of networking, which are support mechanisms for placement of these online learning students here?
So we also try to have a cohort which is of the diversity of the learners. I would rather say, calling them a student, it is better to tell them the learners, because they are here self-motivated, self-engaged to upskills their knowledge. And one example or one incident I would like to share with all of you. 3 months back, we visited to the student exchange program. We keep on doing the student exchange program, and we are the first one, those who take our online students to the abroad. And we took more than 80 students to the Malaysia.
Yes.
First time. And then there was a lady who was a learner, and I met her personally, and she was age of 79. Dr. Usha Ray, and she was our student, and she was from Lucknow, and she was a doctor herself. And at the age of 79, she is doing the MBA with hospital and healthcare. And I was so astonished and so much influenced by her energy. At the age of 79, learning has not stopped.
Yeah, there is no age for.
There's no age for learning, and that's the beauty of the online learning, which we all are helping others, those who have not been able to continue their education, maybe of any reasons. We are providing them the platform to move further and to learn something new with their daily course of a life. And then we also promote the comfort learning. Means you can learn at your own pace, anytime and anywhere.
Talking about alumni, I think there's a great, alumni is a pool of resource that can be harnessed in a big way. We have made alumni buddies for our freshers, and we have assigned interested alumni a bunch of students. And when they learn from the alumni and hear from the alumni, they have a better connect than what probably they're getting to know from their teachers. Now, online also has a scope to bring in internationalization, like how ma'am has said. There's no barrier to bring in an international aspect, although it can be completely online. We have introduced a module called Collaborative Online International Learning, where we partnered with an international university. We identified courses where there is a curriculum mapping that can be done, and professor of that university is teaching our students, and our professors are teaching their student. So there's a cross-cultural communication that is happening, and collectively the students across borders are able to do projects. I think this is again happening because of the sheer flexibility an online program offers. So this is again the capstone projects. Capstone projects are also a great way where the student can connect with the industry, and he is able to handle a problem that is a living problem in the industry. He is able to brainstorm, come up with a solution. And we have asked the students to identify their own industrial problems that bother them on a daily basis, make it a project, take the help of mentors, work up solutions for that project, and they're able to translate the solutions in their own workplace. So when we talk about building credibility of the employers, this is how credibility brings. When the students are able to demonstrate solutions, in fact, they're doing better than the traditional students, because they come with experience, more maturity, more understanding of what they really want. They're self-funding their education. So there is a commitment that comes in the student, which probably we find it lesser in the regular scenario.
Astonishing, madam. I mean, especially with the points that you put forward here, both of you, and also Mr. Sagar and Mr. Ajit, the kind of what you can say products that can be evolved out of this entire synergy or of this entire mechanisms in place. I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure your students must be having a good, enjoyable time doing their online programs.
Absolutely.
Since you
We're
spoke
also
about,
enjoying.
yeah, of course. Since you spoke about this, you brought this very important aspect of mentoring. Am I right? So that's what you're doing through the alumni buddies or whatsoever you said. Mentorship is one. Second, you also spoke about capstone projects.
Correct.
See, traditional programs have it very strongly embedded within.
Correct.
Projects and mentoring is a fashion in regular programs. I do not know how does it happen in online, especially even this aspect of internships. See, internships are very common for regular programs. But what about online students, and how can they have something called as virtual internship? And these are some very important needs. Can you develop something on this aspect of internships, which can be a real, see, it's all about real world exposure. Regular programs have it. What about the online students who do this online?
When we started this conversation about credibility, so credibility again stems from what is the rigor of the program. So if the capstone project is an integral part of a regular program, it needs to be also incorporated in an online program. The only difference is that the modalities in which you allow the students to do a capstone project, they are different modalities. It could be a live project, it could be a research based project, and you allow the students to choose their own mentors from their organizations, or you create a database of industry professionals who are willing to give their expertise as project guides. So the credibility will enhance only if you're able to bring in all those aspects that are transferring the skills in a regular classroom in an online mode also. We cannot dilute the rigor if we want the same recognition and credibility for the degree. So things like simulations, as ma'am has said, projects, live projects, problem solving abilities should be a part of the online learning. And online learners also need to be educated that they must take it up with the same rigor, with the same motivation. If they want to get a degree, then they must earn the degree, right? It is not something that they'll want at in a less rigorous manner. Then the perception again will change as to have they really learned anything in the program. So this is something which needs to be a part of the program delivery process itself, and towards the end this will build that credibility that industry is seeking in the online program.
Yes, Mr. Sagar, you had something to add on this, right? About especially in terms of these internships and these projects put together. Yeah.
So you must have seen some trend that is happening from last 2 years, right? Even Google and Microsoft is doing it. They roll up a program called Interners, which talks about, you see what skill set match to your to you, and look at the internship that are available there. Enroll for it free of cost. Do the internship, submit a data, and get a live chance to internship there. So what is the outcome here? Every company is looking for a fresh talent that is coming in, right? It's just up to you and a student how you're going to go there and do it, right? Second thing, what rightly ma'am said, every other institute is taking all the major steps to make sure people are learning from the modules. Look, I can proudly go and say the watch time for my student is 18 minutes, right? I can proudly go and say the retention of my student is 79%. Like 79% students are coming next day on the same module. I can proudly go and say in the industry, like attendance is 100%. But do you really think that is making them learn? These are the aspect that looks good on data. What makes them stand out is how they are putting their knowledge to the project. There are a lot many other startups in the industry who wants to collaborate with institute to give them a capstone projects. Get that on board. Now this projects happen live. There's a mentor sitting there, right, who is having a team of 5 who is doing internship with them. It's a shared screen internship. They can see what right, what wrong they are doing, what technology they are using, what steps they are taking care, what process they are following. Trust me, this sort of internship is also not done into offline.
Oh, so you mean to say after this pandemic, this virtual business, this work from home has triggered rather virtual internships or virtual opportunities of conducting some projects or whatsoever. So Dr. Safia, what's your take on this? So how do you kind of embed internships into your programs? Yeah.
Yeah, we do also have the tie up with the industry mentors, and then they help the students to choose the projects of out of the different specializations, real life projects. They can even given the chance to go to the industries and to learn and to do the live projects at their premises for a month or for a 2 months. And they also been the given the opportunity like the face to face program we do, and we give them the bona fide students permission to go to the premises and do the live projects. So that's how we are working. So as I've already said that there is only the difference of a mode. Rest everything is quite same that the regular
Yes.
student does.
Just to add in here, it's a mindset game altogether. Trust me, everything is very same. Learning is same. Their learning curve is same. Just mode is different and the
Yeah,
mindset is
just
different.
to add to that, usually we think that in an online program we cannot do any field-based activity. We have also successfully undertaken it through our service learning. In the regular program, service learning is an integral component. Every student has to do some field based work and get some community understanding, that is, and they earn credits for it. We exactly replicated it in an online mode. We told the student, no matter wherever is the location, please understand a social problem where you can contribute. It could be virtual, it could be physical. So they could actually work on the field, right, in certain areas where they felt passionate strongly about, identify some social problems, contribute in their own way, and they were able to earn credits to it. So basically, as ma'am has said, there is absolutely, now with technology and with the connect that we are able to establish, there need not be any kind of discounts or concessions in terms of learnings that we need to give to an online student just because the mode of learning is online.
True.
Everything can be delivered even online. It's just that we need to have a proper structure in place, and we should be having a monitoring mechanism, right? How the students are able to do it and give them recognition for the good work that they're doing.
I want to bring a very important point to the discussion, and Dr. Safia, I want to understand. See, we speak, one of the buzzwords are you need to be skilled.
Yeah.
And when you say skill, you have the soft skill and you have the technical skills component. So, okay. In regular programs, you have this, as a daily thing. For example, there's a lot of focus on soft skills, whether it's communication, whether it's team building, whether it's, as somebody has said, problem solving, or whether it's emotional intelligence. So many of these skills are there. Team building is quite possible because you have a cohort and they're all together. When it comes to technical competence, again, it's very easily built. How do you factor this for your online students, especially the soft part? Because today the soft skills also are very, very important. As somebody said, analytical thinking, as he rightly said, can come out from the synergy, of course. So how do you build in, how do you factor this concept of soft skills and technical competence both together?
You have rightly said that we have to focus on two skills. One is soft skills gap. The second is technical skill gap. And in the online, we have to work more on the soft skills, like how he can communicate, his net etiquettes, how he can face the interview face to face. So this we have what we are doing in our institute. We have make a different cohorts. And right from the semester one, we have identified that what skill sets is required for that particular learners. So through the help of the AI tools, you can judge the skill of the students at first go itself, and then you can work accordingly on them. So we are using a few tools of AI through which we are trying to help them to communicate well, and how they can face the interview, how they can build up their portfolio and CVs, and then we give them the chance to present themselves in terms of the viva. like the project reports, we have the viva in the face-to-face learning. In online also, we used to conduct the vivas and we talk to them. But from the semester one, as we have discussed earlier also, we are doing the presentations and GDP in the online mode, and we give them the chance to speak among their
Yes.
peers, among their teachers also. And in the semester 4, we are also helping them how to use these digital, you can say, the tools like chat gpt. Now everything is there on the chat gpt, deep learning, grok, so many tools have come up. Now the writing skill has gone up. So how everything is there and how the research can be done. So it's also a big question about that while coming to the chat gpts. So there are lots of ways to give them the assignments which they cannot do from the chat gpt. They have to apply mind. Huh? So the teachers or the facilitators, I would rather say, have to be more smarter while preparing the question paper so that they can judge those skills from the students. So a lot of things we are teaching in as a part of a curriculum like Copilot, Avatar, Suno AI, Gamma, all are the tools which we ourselves are using, Napkin AI, and then these are the part of the curriculum right from the semester one. So definitely, I would say that they will learn these skills right from the semester one, and they would implement in.
Good, nice counter steps. Means make AI work against AI or for AI. So whatsoever, that's good. Okay. So how are you checking this progress, especially of skill development? In your programs, which is very essential.
Share a few experiences that we have had with our undergraduate programs, especially the BBA, BCA, and BSc economics that we offer. We believe that a lot of learning happens in a regular classroom, in a conventional program, when there are a lot of activities and events that are conducted, which are managed by the students. In the online program, we try to recreate the same experience. We created student clubs. So there's a cultural club, there's a monitrix club, there's a Munning club. So we have tried to give them opportunities where they could showcase their talent, because there's a large pool of talent in the students in an online program. Again, because of the volume of the students that we have and the kind of diverse backgrounds that they come from. So they need a platform to showcase their talent. And in a regular program, they get all of this. So we wanted them not to miss out on this experience, and with that intent, we created student clubs. And there are club events which are completely student managed. There are online events where the interested student can sign up for the event, showcase their talent, and we have competitions, and we are able to nurture the creativity in the students. With regards to skill based courses, yes, the curriculum again needs to cater to this. The program, of course, is well designed, but there's a lot of emphasis on micro credentials. Along with the curriculum that the student is doing, we'll need to give a lot of add on courses to them, which are again aligned with their specialization. And these are short duration courses, self-paced, which again are skill-based, right? And as long as you're giving them some credit for it, there's a lot of seriousness that comes into them, right? They need something in recognition of whatever hours they are putting into it. So you assign them a credit, you make it a value-added courses. I will also be, very recently, we have introduced a course, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Symbiosis has been found on these, ethos of Vasudeva Kutumbakam. We wanted everybody in Symbiosis to understand this term Vasudeva Kutumbakam. So we created a MOOC course on Vasudeva Kutumbakam that speaks about this Vedic philosophy, and we integrated it into the curriculum. Any student getting into a program must first do the course on Vasudeva Kutumbakam. They understand the philosophy behind this thought, and they're able to also get a lot of learnings from it, right? It could be about tolerance, it could be about understanding of different communities requirements, right? And in a large way, it also shapes their personality.
So that's holistic development, which is much talked about in the regular programs, and in fact, UGC keeps on giving guidelines about this aspect, which should not be ignored at all. Yes, Mr. Sagar. Yeah.
So also, when it's come to skill sets, right? LMS is playing a big role. Understand, right? What happens into offline is that it's very lively. Teacher is teaching, students are sitting, they are learning, they're noting down, jotting down things. Exams are happening. It's very traditional. When you go online, your LMS needs to be very strong. right? And when we talk about LMS, trust me, it's beyond what we have imagined. Gamification. There's a way to get a skill set out. Gamify that entire concept, right? Stimulation, what ma'am talk about. We can create such a beautiful simulation around key. Let's say example of thermodynamics. It's very tough to understand. Why don't you do it live? People are able to understand that, right? You must have seen lot many videos, gravity videos. A bus falls. Moon, it comes slow. Earth, it comes fast. Sun, it dhap. Now I understand what is gravity because of that video. It's gamification. So all that stuff is also playing a big role to make people understand the concept and to understand their skill sets as well, right? Lot many people are enjoying their concepts or enjoying their modules or enjoying the curriculum because LMS is making it happen. H5P is a concept. Video is running, a pop-up question comes out. Now every recruiter have a problem. Do you really think students are watching a video? Now they are watching. H5P video questions popping up. You have to answer that right. If he or she answers it wrong, the entire video starts from start. Now he's like, oh, I have to see the entire video again for 15 minutes.
We're building that involvement at every stage, at every minute. So that is what. So the student is completely engrossed.
Involved and able to learn and engage.
Reflection is an integral part. After 4 or 5 minutes, there must be reflection. Yeah, and this way, gamifications, some quizzes, and all these things, they
That increases
engage the
engagement.
student. Yeah,
Yeah, that increases
absolutely.
the engagement.
User engagement is all.
Yes.
Yeah.
And look at the beauty now. When we talk about assessments, right? What happens into the offline is that once you roll out an exam paper or let's say assessment, ye ghar se karke lana hai, and things are like one person will do and everything's on WhatsApp for everybody else. Here I can shuffle the question, I can shuffle the entire,
Randomization.
sequence of the answers, and things are like, acha, your 2 was this, mine 2 was this, but answer was 3, mine was 2. Things are very, very randomized, shuffled. Absolutely. And now they are very attentive to the question. They're reading the question. Acha, in my WhatsApp it is 98. For me, it's second. Acha, the answer, it's C, Sagar. Oh, it's 1 Sagar for me. Now they're putting, they must be doing a cheating. I'm not the one who can proctor that, right? But
Absolutely correct.
understand, now they're putting the attention, the question, and
Action of mind is there now.
true. So this is what is really beautifully, revolving around the online education. That's LMS.
Very nice, fruitful discussion about how the content is delivered and how the engagement is, kind of attended to. Of course, I want to come to a very basic question, and Dr. Ajit, I want you to answer this. What are the challenges? I want to come back to the basic again. What are the challenges to placement for online students?
See, now when you talk about the challenges, number one is that students who are participating in online program, there are 2 categories as I have told you that. The freshers as well as the experienced people. Now the requirement and the need of these 2 groups are different. First of all, the first challenge is that what is the particular requirement of this particular student, group of student, categorizing this particular student, identifying their needs, giving them inputs which are required for improving their skills. The other group is altogether different. For them, some different projects, some assignments. In the way, means developing their personality, as Madam has rightly said, our people are ultimately going to the society. It is not about the subject and the percentage in that particular subject course. It is about the delivery to the society. And there, our role is very important. So when you talk about the challenges, we are going to have this particular categorization of the student. At the same time, we are trying to see that more and more new ideas, innovations should come from the student for that, so that our new entrepreneurs will come up in the market. So this is the way I think every individual's need, getting that particular need and addressing that particular need is a challenge. But again, thanks to the technology, we have all these things available with us so that we can take the advantage of that and we can cater the needs of this.
I start with Sagar now. There are lakhs of students in different institutions, colleges, and millions of them, of course. Every year, somebody is enrolling regular or online program. And all of us are making some effort so that each one of them stands out of the crowd. in the sense builds in credibility, builds in some certification like what Madam has said some time back. So what's your gyan, what's your advice? I'll start with you, of course, and it'll follow with all others. What's your advice to these learners? How can they differentiate themselves from the crowd and be able, as you spoke sometime in the middle about being employable or being able to get that job offer also?
So that's what I'm saying, you have to develop yourself so that job comes to you. You don't go to job. That's really important. Look, everybody is waiting in the room that somebody will come in with a JD and then I'll read a JD. I'll give my same resume to the same JD. I'm applying on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, there are like millions of listings. I have just one resume. I keep on applying. My same resume is not hitting that JD at all. You have to understand first what is the JD, the job description of that entire job portfolio, right? As per that, which skill set you fit in. You really fit in? First is that. Now understand, TCS is having 50 openings. You apply for all 50 openings with same resume. What is the perception this pool is carrying for you? He is not required anymore. In spite, he may be the actual person they're looking for, but they will ignore him. So what my first suggestion to all is that understand the JD. Create your portfolio around that JD, not a resume, a portfolio around that JD. Third most important thing, leverage social media. If you have age on social media, let's say example, there's an opening for digital marketing. You have already had 5-6 case studies on LinkedIn stating I have done an ad campaign analysis for Zomato, Swiggy or whatso as a case study, and you apply and put that as a portfolio into your resume. They click onto it, they could, oh yeah, he have done this. He's the right person for us. They'll not even interview that person. Understand? He have shown that his skill sets, right? Now, when he talks about the small aspects of that analytics, these people are aware. He aware about it. They'll call him. They'll have a conversation. We are expecting this. Can you do this? Yes, yes. How will you do this? This is what I'll do, and he's hired. But when somebody else who have not shown this, he will have to go to all 4-5 rounds. May have to go to some through some exams which are not required, and then after when he's frustrated, he'll be ghosted. Then we'll say, HRs are ghosting. No, they're not ghosting. Understand. As you said, ample of people are there applying for the same job because 50,000 plus courses are available in the market of same category, of same topic or same module. It's tough for them also to identify a single candidate. Why don't you become a candidate rather than being a part of that group? So job have to come to you. You don't have to go to job, right?
You create those skill sets within you. You make up this project or build a portfolio, as you rightly said, so that jobs come to you and not you go to them. Yes, madam. How can you? Yeah, sorry. I think Dr. Safia, yeah, please. Yeah.
When he was talking, I was just remembering the movie of Three Idiots, where Amir Khan says that work on excellence, success तुम्हारे पीछे आएगी.
Wow, that's nice.
So it's good about that we have to work on our skills.
Okay, good. Yes, madam. How do you?
So
how do
talking
you
about
advise them? Yes.
absolutely. So talking about challenge when it comes to placements, I'll first like to touch upon that. See, in a conventional program which has about 200, 350, maximum 500 students, there's always a promise of 100% placements. That is possible because of the small cohort of students that they're catering to. In an online program which is meant essentially to make education accessible to thousands and I should say millions of people, right? We should not aim for this 100% placement kind of concept. It will not be workable. What we have to do is ensure that the students are given those skills, employable skills, right? The student should not be building a CV, he should be building a portfolio, right? So the organization's focus should be on, is our curriculum providing them that skills? Ultimately, it's not just important if the student is landing up in a job. How is he sustaining himself in the job? How is he able to continue in that job? And is there a growth for him in the organization? So it's not like a one-shot deal. Another challenge when it comes to placements is again a diversity of students. When we are providing them with placement opportunities, we again need to do a profiling, like sir has said. There cannot be a one size fit that is going to be fit for all, because there are students with different experiences who are coming into the program. They are different. They're going to, they're going to probably a best fit for different kind of job profiles. True. So there needs to be a kind of an in-depth profiling that needs to be done. right? There can be an online placement drives. There needs to be a strong industry connect that every center should develop, because the industry connect will go a long way in ensuring that the program aligns with the industry needs. So we cannot work without the support from the industry, and there needs to be a strong association.
So you're saying skills, industry connect are very important, and so that's how possibly you can create the platform or opportunities for people to be skilled and to be able to get some industry ready offer or so. Yes. So I think with this, I thank all the panelists for giving us that valuable knowledge and sharing those valuable insights and making us feel, in fact, I was taken to another world altogether. I had a feeling that online learning is a much better approach or opportunity as compared to a regular program. That's the feeling I got from the panelists. Why? Because each one of them is earning is putting their every minute or hour or every day of that year to make this possible, to make it sound so simple as it sounded. I thank the panelists, and to all the students out there, whether you learn from a lecture hall or whether you learn from a laptop screen, what is more important, as I've learned from my esteemed panelists, is your passion, is your persistence to achieve success. And that's the only mantra with which you can definitely succeed in this world. So thank you all, and thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.